So it's a Saturday afternoon in August 1920. Here we are at Sunnyside Beach. Just over here there's a beach. There are thousands of people bathing. It's a Sunday hot afternoon. People came from throughout the city and actually beyond to come to here to use this beach. There's a ball game at the stadium just down the way. The geography at the time, of course, this busy expressway wasn't here, but beyond St. Joseph's Hospital was the Sacred Heart Orphanage, and there were a couple of billboards that were erected there along the path leading from the stadium. So here we are at the scene of a particularly gruesome murder on a Saturday afternoon in August in 1920. And Robert McMurtry, just this local bloke, and he's coming back from High Park, and he decides to walk back along this pathway along here, and then he sees two billboards, and between the two billboards he sees the body of a young child. He walks up to the child and he can tell it's in a lot of difficulty. He sees some blood. He's trying to figure out what's happened here, and he looks up and he thinks maybe the child climbed the billboard and the child has fallen off. He sees about 50 yards away a man walking away, and he yells out at this man, "Hey, you! Hey, come back and be with this child while I go and fetch a constable." And the first thing this guy says is, "I had nothing to do with it." He thought that was suspicious, but nevertheless, the guy starts walking back towards the child. He takes off in this direction to go and get the constable, and when he returns with the constable, the man is nowhere to be seen. When they finally come back and they look at the child very carefully, he was still alive. They see that the child's skull has been pierced by an instrument and that his throat's been cut from side to side. There's lots of blood everywhere. And they look at the poor child's hands, and he's got a little candy wrapper, and he's got grass in his hands, balled up in his hands. And when they examine him a little bit more carefully, they can also see that he has been sexually assaulted. And actually, there doesn't appear to be any witnesses to the crime at all. It seems that when he stumbles across the body, there's only the man who's walking away. And in fact, the man is adjusting his fly. And the thought is, what is happening there? And he thought it was very strange. Well, McMurtry explained to the constable that he actually was an attendant in a lunatic asylum for his day-to-day job, or at one time he had done that. And when he saw this man walking away, and when he called out to him, and the man went, "I had nothing to do with this," his assessment of the man was that he reminded him of the patients in the lunatic asylum, that he had several attributes of somebody who would be in a hospital of that nature. It's kind of the first set of clues about the possible perpetrator of this crime.